Good morning, guys, and welcome to the video. Today we got to take care of daily chores here on the dairy farm. A lot of bulk feed to move today. We got some cattle to sell today. It's going to be a busier morning because we got a snowstorm coming around noon today. Start off, we're feeding the two outbuildings with all the heifers and dry cows. Then Dad, he started in the dairy barn. I'm going to grab the 7405, hook it up to our main dump trailer, so then we can dump the rest of the feed that's out in there out, so that it's easier to feed in the barn and we're not carrying it from the front of the wagon to the back of the wagon. We're just gonna dump it right to the back. Alright, now that we got that feed dumped to the back of the trailer, we're going to grab the skid steer. Dad, he wants an extra scoop up here. He doesn't think he's going to quite have enough for the dairy barn. It'd be ideal today if we could hurry this morning and get everything done when it comes to morning chores before it snows. Especially getting that feed in the yard and getting those cattle hauled to town and selling them. Because we hate to get caught in the snow when we're doing that stuff. It's just typical early spring where one day it's 40 and then the next day there's a big snowstorm coming and it dipped below freezing again. So this is something we got to deal with. We'll probably have to close up the silage pile. A couple extra jobs, but with all three of us here this morning, we should be able to get a lot done in a short amount of time. All right, now that feeding's done in all the barns up here in the yard, I got the trailer down by the pile already, so then we can take care of that after milking. Right now, I'm gonna go grab the truck, hook it up to the cattle trailer, so then those cattle can get hauled to market right away this morning. After a nice team effort, we finally got those two cows loaded up. We also threw that bull calf in there as well. So the story on them cows and why we're getting rid of them: the one, she was just getting old and she was showing her age, and we thought we'd get rid of her while she was still productive and where someone else could still use her. And then that younger cow, it was her first lactation, and she was a 3/4 cow, and she kind of was a pain to milk. And we have plenty of replacement heifers, thankfully, in our barns full. We got plenty of switcher cows. I think if we didn't have all the replacement heifers we do, we probably wouldn't have got rid of her. But Mason's taking them to town right now. Hopefully they suit somebody else's operation and can get milked for a little bit longer. Dad's starting to let cows out now. I'm gonna help him, and we're gonna take care of the rest of the morning chores. Come on, girls, come on. Come on. Come on, girl. Okay, we got the spreader pulled up. Dad, he's busy cleaning the lot with that rubber pusher attachment. It's kind of nice. It isn't like a bucket where it's rigid. You can follow the ground a little more. So he's scraping up the yard. We're gonna load that onto the spreader as well and get everything tidied up here before the big snow. I'm gonna go to cleaning up in the barn and getting the gutter chain moving and get the spreader loaded up. Update, we got the manure taken care of. Now I'm gonna go back into the barn and keep cleaning up in there and laying out new bedding. My dad, he's down by the silage piles now, loading that first load of feed. My brother Mason, he just got back with the truck and cattle trailer, so that must have went fairly decent for him. He got back fairly quick, but we're gonna keep plugging away and getting things done here this morning so that we don't get caught in the snow. Another thing too, I don't think we've mentioned in the video, is we like to let our heifer pen that also has our bull into our cow lot here, into our dairy cow lot, because they'll help clean out the bunk, any of the hay that the dairy cows picked through and didn't want, they'll clean that up. And in the meantime, then we're able to feed their manger and lay a bunch of silage out without them pushing and shoving. So they'll just pick away at this stuff. That's the beauty of any farm, especially a dairy farm. There's little waste. And if anything does get wasted, it still gets put on the field and it's used as fertilizer for the next crop. So, and those of you that watch all the videos, here's that heifer we moved from the calf barn. She's that blue roan cross, and she's got some red in her too, so she's got a real cool speckled look. Red and white Holstein. It's been a little over a day now and doesn't look like she's getting picked on too bad, so that's good. It's a good feeling to know that we're able to move cattle around and they're able to adapt to a new group and everything's still okay.
Looks like we could use some sponsors. We're running around with 3/4 of a pitchfork. I mean, it still works, but you know.
So I took a break working in the barn to come over here and help with silage. Mason, he's back now helping us finish chores, which is nice. Daddy headed back down there with that empty dump box to load that up again. We're gonna go back to finishing up here in the barn and then go get that load and haul it up here so he can bring the skid steer back up, and then we should be almost wrapped up. Maybe some other odds and ends before we let cows back in, but all the main stuff should be out of the way. So Mason and I finished up in the barn, got all the bedding laid out, some hay laid out, laid down some barn lime on the walk. We both came down here. He grabbed the wagon with the silage. He's putting it in the shop so that we keep the snow off of it until we need to feed. And then I helped Dad close up the pile here and try to keep some of the snow out of the face of the pile. I'm gonna head back up to the yard and we'll see what else we can get into. That's gonna be a nice effort. Get the white attachment. So we moved that heifer. She's starting to show pretty well. So we got her in the maternity pen so we can keep a closer eye on her in case she does calve. Then she's in a nice spot by herself. Next year we're going to clean out the alleyway here in the wool barn, or the dry cow in the heifer shed. Then it's done and out of the way, so we don't have to worry about it tomorrow when it's all wet and sloppy. Come on.
Come on, guys. Come
Hip, hip. Hip, come on. Hip. It looks like that albino cow is enjoying herself, stretching her legs, running around. It's good to get the cows and the heifers out of their pen every once in a while. So now he's headed with the skid steer to grab a bale of corn stalks bedding. We got the alleyway all cleaned out. And when I'm referring to the alleyway, for those of you that don't know, it'd be the area in between the bedding pack and the manger. And the bedding pack is where we accumulate bedding over the winter. And it almost acts as an insulation layer between the cow and the ground when they lay down. And we lay dry bedding on top of that every couple days to keep it nice and dry and clean. And it's about due now, so we're gonna do that today. We keep the alleyway clean so that they're not dragging excess manure up into their bedding pack. Just keeping things clean, keeping cattle healthy, happy. It'll be great because we got a lot more done in a short amount of time today in preparation for the storm. So we're able to squeak this in as well. So tomorrow should be a fairly relaxed day. There shouldn't be a whole lot of extra projects going on. And would you look at that, all them happy cows and heifers. They got plenty of feed now, nice new clean pen. And looking at the weather, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but we're starting to get some flurries now. It's really light, but it's a good feeling that we got a lot done this morning in a short amount of time, and it looks like just in the nick of time too. Super happy, super grateful. We can get a lot done with 3 guys working here. My did the weather change here in the past hour. It got so cold I had to put my coat back on. But it was a super productive morning. We're super happy you guys came along with us and watched the video. Thanks for sticking to the end. And as always, if you want to see more of us, check out our other social media pages and make sure to watch our other videos. Anyways, we'll see you next time.